Literally just died last time I tried to do this stream. So today we actually are back today. That's also what I said twice. Hey, it's working. Right, that's good then. It's actually working. Twitch wasn't actually loading last time, but now it's loading. So today we have returned to do the next episode in the Golden Kamuy saga. On this stream, we are current episode 8 of Golden Kamuy. And also, if you happen to notice anything has actually changed, it's because I've actually changed up just slightly again. Like, beforehand, I had a really kind of small compact desk, and now I've kind of made it a lot larger, actually. It's gone up by like 20 centimeters, I think, now. 20 centimeters that my desk now has gone up by. So in doing so, I had to actually change a lot of what I had originally. So the platform I had my Mac on has now gone down. So what I had originally has now gone back to what it was, which, if that makes any freaking sense. So basically, it's my previous setup. My previous setup, what I had like way back, is what I've got currently. So yeah, that's what's, and also the lighting's changed slightly as well because I had to actually compensate for the fact that I don't have the lighting above me anymore. It's more like kind of in front of me. So that's probably why it's a little bit different as well. But anyway, hopefully it does look alright. I think it does. I believe it does. Anyhow, yeah, so enough talk of my change of everything going on in life. Last week's episode actually was really freaking great, I must say. We left on Shirashi's character being in quite the predicament, so I want to see what actually happens there, what actually does come of that event, and what actually does happen to everyone else that's been introduced, because I believe Higashi... Oh, my brain just kind of... my brain just had a massive stop moment then. You've ever had those moments when your brain just stops completely? Yeah, like we had more of the... We had... My brain is literally not being able to say anything today. I don't know why. I think it's because of the heat and everything. But anyway, yeah. He... Why am I not being able to say it? What? Hijigata, there we are. Like we've been introduced to him, so I want to see what actually comes of him and actually what else goes on there. My brain was not being able to say anyone's name just then. My brain just stopped. I don't know why. I had those moments my brain just literally just doesn't want to work, but that's one of those moments. But yeah, we've been introduced to him, so I wonder what happens then, actually what's going to go down after that point. And also what happens with the MacGuffin as well, because the MacGuffin's kind of taking the back seat slightly, but that's taking a more frontal seat, I guess. Anyway, enough talk of my problems when it comes to actually saying certain things, because my brain just stops. Put on Twitter, gone live for Golden Kamuy episode 8. There we are. Sweet. Good to go, I think. Have I also got 2 tabs open? Nothing's going wrong with me today. Just my brain just like literally just... I think it's because I'm still kind of working off like minimal sleep and also exhaustion. It tends to be kind of a very bad thing to kind of combo together. But anyway, enough talk of my problems with life. Let's actually get a show on the road. So in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin this thing now. Also remember we actually left on that event, didn't we? Left on the event of that person being like kind of shown, but we don't know much about him just yet. That was what kind of happened last time as well. But I don't know what happens to me during the beginning part. My brain has a tendency to kind of stop, if you get what I mean, because it's trying to remember certain things I'm trying to say, but then also trying to actually like put new things at the same time. So my brain just kind of stops when I'm trying to say something sometimes. That's why my brain would not actually be able to kind of say Hijigata's name. Whoa. One thing I will say also about the shows that went on, the shot competition got slightly better. I think possibly the beginning part of the show was kind of a little bit lackluster because possibly they maybe didn't have enough resources just to kind of go forward with. But clearly now it seems as if they kind of got that, and it's slowly starting to improve. It's actually starting to show, I think. This looks really nice now. Oh, this is getting interesting. This is getting really freaking interesting. I like the fact that I actually want to see these two characters kind of meet, and now it's actually kind of happening. I like Shirashi so much. Love him so much. He's actually so great. I think he's one of those characters that was needed to the dynamic of the show. He had so much to it.
Oh. Damn.
The lighting in this scene's quite nice. I'll be honest. It's quite nice, actually. I actually quite like the fact they're actually allowing Shirashi to be the kind of the center point of the episode. I actually think it's really neat because I think he needed his time to shine. Though he's had his time to shine beforehand, he's been shining for his whole entire series. But I think this episode really, in its entirety, really allowed him to actually be his best. Oh. Oh. See, I was wondering, I was like, are they making him seem too important? That he isn't someone that we need to actually kind of take focus on in the end he actually was. I thought to myself, like, this scene is trying to make him seem as if he's kind of way too important. One thing also this episode is doing quite a lot of, which is actually kind of neat, is actually world building. Oh man, come on. Every single damn time. Every time they do it. They always do that. They always end it on a good point. Episode's freaking brilliant anyway, but they always end it on like the best point. It's like, no! I want to see what happens there. I want to see what's going down. No. That's a really freaking good episode once again, actually. Really freaking good. I love it. Oh man, my back is killing me. I haven't really recovered from my back pains. But man, okay, so yeah, that was a really freaking good episode. It was like one of those ones that kind of sort of sets up maybe the funnel, like, kind of stretch of the series. But in doing so, it's one of those things that I've always said about this show, which I've always kind of said as an actual advantage to the show. Even in its downtime, the way the show kind of develops, it's kind of really freaking brilliant. It's able to take what is otherwise kind of what would be padding another show and actually kind of use it as a way to world build and actually character build as well, and actually also introduce more characters, actually then strengthen the actual resolve of certain other characters as well, which I actually kind of like. I thought that's actually really freaking good. One of the things this show does to its advantage actually is really freaking brilliant because of it, I think. It's one of those ones that I don't think this show gets enough credit for it, because this show has got a lot of downtime, but in downtime it just does so much that actually kind of builds up the world itself and actually the characters themselves as well. But yeah, so as I was saying beforehand, as I said during the stream itself, Shirashi's character was fantastic during this episode. See, my I have a really weird way of not being able to say words today. It's really fantastic because he actually came into his own. He wasn't as if he was kind of the background kind of comic relief character. He still kind of was. He still played into what we know him as. But at the same time, it actually allowed him to actually kind of slowly build a name for himself. Actually kind of allow him to be, in a way, allow him to actually kind of carry a narrative when some characters aren't there. I think this episode actually did that quite brilliantly. In essence, because I believe we've had it with Aspido. We had her kind of moment when she was alone without Sugimoto there. And in doing so, it allowed you to actually kind of see there and then that she can actually carry a narrative on her own. Same thing goes to Sugimoto as well. But we never really got to see it with Shirashi's character. Shirashi's always been there, but he's always been accompanied by other people. Sometimes he might be alone, but it's not for a great deal of time. I think this episode actually allowed him to actually kind of have that moment, actually kind of tell us, yes, he actually can in theory carry a narrative on his own when no one else is there. And I think it's one of those. I think it's one of the advantages the show has. It's its characters. And I think in doing this, it actually allows the characters then to kind of feel a bit more kind of real, allow them to feel a bit more kind of fleshed out. And I feel as if the bond they share is actually kind of genuine, allows them to actually kind of be a part of this world. This world is actually quite living and breathing as well. It's what I actually quite like about the show as well. It's the fact this show is breathing. It's not as if it's kind of it's not as if it's just another show. It's not that at all. The show itself is actually kind of like, you're actually a part of this world, and I actually quite enjoy that. You kind of become less of a passive watcher, more of a kind of active watcher, I think, as well as what the show actually does pull off. And I think it's actually one of those things that the show does not get enough credit for it also, is the way it just kind of pulls off this idea of actually becoming an active viewer. And I actually quite like that, because you do generally feel the dread these characters have. You do generally feel the kind of accomplishment they actually share as well. And also you kind of feel as if you're growing with these characters as well. And I actually quite like that. I mean, it's one of those things, this anime is only 2 episodes long. It's actually quite hard to put all these things off in one core, but I think the show's done a really freaking good job so far, really. And I don't want to see the show kind of falter at the end, but I don't think it will. I don't really, my brain's like, just don't falter at the end, but I don't think it will. It's been set up too well not to kind of go the way I expect it to go. And also, I just want to see more of Surumi and Hijigata. There we are. I want to see more of them two kind of in a confrontation, because that's kind of a really interesting dynamic they actually kind of have. And I actually also kind of like the way they actually set up the prisoner and Sugimoto's character, trying to draw these parallels between them. When in theory, it's actually one of those things you can actually just see straight away there isn't that many in the sense of kind of character. I mean, in the sense of maybe the way they act, there might be some similarities there, but it's not as if they're kind of very actively exactly the same. I actually quite like that, because I've always liked that when a character's saying, look, you're just like me, I always love that, because it allows you to actually kind of see the character isn't like that at all. Sometimes it is actually that in its entirety, but other times it isn't. So it's actually kind of neat to actually kind of see that. I always love when a character is built up with this whole entire idea of the other character being exactly the same, because it allows you to actually kind of then allow him to be a deconstruction of said trope and actually said character as well. I think it's actually one of those neat things actually kind of want them done. But I actually quite like how the show's structured, I think, as well. I like the fact that Hijigata's actually kind of playing a bigger role into this whole entire show as well, because he's kind of always been there for his actual scenes themselves, but I wanted to see more of him. And I think this episode actually just allowed him to be more active towards the world itself, and actually allowed him to actually then also be more of a force to be reckoned with as well. And I think, all in all, this show has just the makings of one of the best shows of the whole entire year. As I said beforehand, even the best show of the whole entire year. And then it's a shame it's kind of overlooked to an extent, because it's got very kind of lukewarm review on Mao as well. It's just like, why does it have such a lukewarm review? It's such a freaking brilliant show. It really is. I mean, as I said beforehand, even this episode was more of a setup episode. I mean, sometimes you do get that episode 8s in anime. Always episode 8 or 9 is always a setup episode for the final stretch of the series. But it didn't really feel like as if you're wasting your time with this episode. It didn't really feel as if you're like, okay, well, I didn't really need an episode at all, because this show actually allows you to kind of see the reason to why it's there. Actually, then it allows you to kind of see, okay, so possibly, maybe, we don't know just yet, there might be in theory a confrontation with all the characters at the end. Like, it's kind of gearing towards the fact that it's actually probably going to be like this mass kind of confrontation. Like, it's like the MacGuffin's kind of leading everyone together, and actually in doing so, it's going to be a fight towards the end. I actually think it's going to be freaking brilliant just to watch it. I want to see Sugimoto just kind of duke it out with other characters in there. It's going to be freaking wild to watch. I just love this show to bits. I really do. It's freaking brilliant. So yeah, that's me done for today. God, I can't actually say words today. Jesus Christ. I have no idea why, but I think the heat in England is starting to get to my head. It's not allowing me to actually kind of say words correctly. I don't know why, but also the fact is I actually had to change my... Jesus Christ. I had to change my whole entire room yesterday, so I'm still working off the exhaustion from yesterday. So that's why I wasn't here yesterday. I was actually trying to I had to literally deconstruct my room and actually reconstruct it again, and actually then kind of do everything else. It was actually just it was an adventure. That's why I wasn't here yesterday. So I'm still trying to work off that exhaustion from yesterday. But yeah, so that's me done for today. Sorry for my beginning part. I couldn't say certain names. My brain just it stops. My brain does stop. It has a problem like that. You'll see it sometimes. That's why I muck up certain words. Like, you'll see it, like, my words just sometimes don't come out. And just why sometimes the names don't come out either. My brain's slowly kind of catching up with everything else. It just doesn't work sometimes. But anyway, yeah, so as always, if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole, then do leave a follow on Twitch, because I just forgot how to say the last bit of my stream. And do leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed, it does have quite a bit of enjoy here on YouTube, and you do want to leave that good old like, then do leave a good old like, because indeed, it does have quite a bit of enjoy here on YouTube, and you want to stay that little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed, it does have quite a bit. And also in the description, you'll also find Discord server if you want to join that as well. And actually, then you'll also freaking hell, my focus went out of focus. My focus went out of focus just then. No. In the description, also you'll find in the description, you'll also find oh, for God's sake. In the description, you will also find this link for the server for Discord. You actually join that if you want. You actually will then find out when these streams go live on Twitch, because YouTube refuses to tell anyone I do anything on Twitch. So there's that. And also anything else that might happen in my life as well, actually we'll put on there. It's also probably the best way to actually kind of know what I'm doing anything. So I do kind of post a lot on there. So that'll be in the description. So do not worry. If you want to join, then please join. It'd be fun. So anyway, until tomorrow with hopefully JoJo Part 8, Chapters 1 to 5, and also then Starlight at 0, Episode 8, I think. We're on to Episode 8, I think. Until then, see you guys later. Bye for now.